Hi, my name is Detective Shawn Ebeling with the Cottage Police Department. With me today is Conservation Officer Kevin Knightsky of the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. We're here today to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming deer season and some of the rules and regulations that we all need to take into consideration as we go into this season's hunt. Kevin, I'd like to start out by first asking you just a little bit about the upcoming deer season and some of the requirements and stuff, and maybe some of the seasonal dates that are going to be important for people this season.
Well, the deer archery season starts this Saturday, September 13th, and it runs through end of December. The deer firearms season starts November 8th. And here in Cottage Grove, it's in the metro zone, which is Deer Management Area 601. So that deer season will actually run till the end of November, November 8th through the November 30th. Anybody that hunts deer that's born after 1979 is required to have a firearm safety certificate. And they can get that one of two ways. There's a traditional classroom course they can take that includes a range day, or there's an online course they can also take. And for youth under 18, there's a range day that goes along with that also.
Okay. And what kind of time commitment's usually required for something like that for folks to get that?
The traditional class, the requirement minimum is usually 6 classes, and then they're about 2 or 2.5 hours apiece. And then there's a range day and a test day after that. The online course takes just about the same amount of time. They get the information online, and then the youth go to what's called the all-day range day.
Okay.
So that's where they actually pick up some of the gun handling stuff and some of the field work.
Okay. Could you expand just a little bit too as far as maybe some of the licensing requirements? So as my understanding is, you do need that safety certificate before you go and apply for or obtain your permit, correct?
You've got to have a firearm safety certificate to purchase a firearms license, okay, or a deer license. And for any type of hunting or fishing that you do, if you need a license, you're required to carry it with you. And because we're going to be checking in the field, and people need to have that on them. I should mention real quick too, there are some exemptions to the firearm safety certificate. There's some youth, like 10, 11-year-olds that aren't required to have that, but there are some requirements. They got to be hunting right alongside an adult. There's also a military exemption for people on active duty to the firearm safety certificate, but they also do need a license too. And there's an apprentice hunter validation, it's called, which you can purchase up to 2 years. And that also allows you to buy a license without the firearm safety certificate, but you've got to be hunting with a licensed adult.
Okay, very well, thank you. And just on that licensing piece too, there are a few locations in Cottage Grove where you can obtain that license at licensing centers, and those are the Bolton License Center, the Walmart Super Center, and all 3 of the Holiday gas stations located in our city. After obtaining that license, people are going to get a field. What are some of the requirements that they need to have? I know you had mentioned that you need to have your license with you. What are some other important things that people need to remember while they're afield?
Well, overall, it's all about safety, and so one of the big safety factors that for the deer season, especially deer firearm season, is the blaze orange requirement. And anybody that's hunting while a deer firearm season is open is required to wear blaze orange above the waist. It doesn't have to be on, cover your arms, so it could be a vest. If you're wearing a hat, the hat has to be blaze orange, and that includes whether you're firearms hunting, archery hunting, or if you're hunting small game. If the firearm season's open in that area where you're hunting, you've got to be wearing that blaze orange. Okay. And then another thing, of course, is transporting firearms. In order to transport a firearm in a motor vehicle, the gun's got to be unloaded and in a case. And there are some exemptions to that too during certain situations, but that's the basic rule: unloaded in a case.
Okay. And thank you for that information as well. Just on that that regulation side, there's going to be some specific things that are going to be important to the citizens of our city or people that plan on hunting in our community. One of the ordinances, which is 536 and is approved yearly at the city councils for the hunting areas in which you can hunt in Cottage Grove. Those maps are on the city's website, and we'll have links for you for that as well. Some of the important pieces are you need to have written permission with you on any lands you're hunting within Cottage Grove. So if you're in one of them allowed zones, either for archery or for firearms, you're going to need to carry that written permission slip or be with the landowner while you're on that property. Some of the other requirements are you can only, if you're using a firearm, it must be a shotgun, and you can only discharge slugs from that shotgun. And any of the projectiles, excuse me, whether it's firearm or archery, must be contained within that property boundary. So you can't be shooting at something and it goes outside of the boundary of that property. And one of the other important things is you must hunt from an elevated deer stand of at least 6 feet in height. So, and there's a few more points to that as far as distances, but I encourage you to go to the city's website and look further under the police tab and then look under hunting maps. So with that, Kevin, I really appreciate you coming out today and sharing this information with our community. And we hope everybody has a safe hunt this season.
Absolutely.
Thank you.